Yo, what is going on, guys? EggsISmell here, and today I'm coming at you with a brand new coaching video, and today we are looking at MC4968, a soldier player who is hard stuck in Bronze 5. He said just looking for tips and criticism to move out of the hell that is Bronze 5. I've been hard stuck in this rank for some time now, and would like to progress into higher ranks. So if you guys don't know, I'm a Masters player in all roles, and I like to just help viewers and other people. So if you guys want to be coached, please leave a comment in the description below. And yeah, let's get into this replay. So unfortunately, we are a red team in this replay, which makes it kind of annoying and kind of confusing. Alright, so something I like to say at the start of just every round: play safe until you know exactly what the enemy team's comp is, because your team as well as the enemy team's comp is going to dictate how you play. For example, you want to know if they have like a Widow or a Hanzo early, because you're going to know you'll have to stay a little safer, play a little safer. I believe you already heard a Widow, so you'll know that you want to play a little safe and want to use your Sig Shield and stuff like that. They also do have a Diva, it looks like, which is a little tough for Soldier, but you should be able to manage. Starting out here, just playing main, putting some damage down on the tank. Your Hanzo gets picked, which is unfortunate. So they have double sniper, so this is probably not good. And if you do go up on high ground, alright, so you pick Hanzo. If you do go up on high ground, the Diva has a good chance of getting you. So what you're doing here is fine. Your whole team could push up on high ground, and the snipers be a lot less effective if you guys actually secure high ground. So you got guys behind you, you got guys in front of you. So this is not really the place you want to be a soldier. You never really want to be like on the payload or frontlining. You always want to be like medium to long range is really the sweet spot for soldier. I mean, he can take fights at any range, but I would say like medium ranges are probably the best for him. You got a nice little angle here. You're challenging the snipers, you're distracting them, which is good. You can challenge snipers as soldier. It can be difficult, however, although that was a good range to do it. So another thing, when you're fighting Diva as soldier, when her mech is like this, when she's about to pop out of mech, you can actually use your Helix rocket and shoot it at the mech, and it'll do damage to Baby Diva. So it gets Baby Diva to like around half health when she pops out, so she's super easy to kill. And actually, their teammates can't heal her when she's like this, but you can deal damage to her when she's like that. So do it with the Helix rocket. You guys get her anyway. Your tank cleans up. It looks like he's just kind of popping off here. So far, everything is good. I wouldn't say you're carrying or anything, but you're playing fine for the most part, and your team is doing well. You guys should push up and try to clean up these kills, although I understand that lower elo, it doesn't really happen. So you have a good off angle. You kind of got a little mixed up there, it looks like. Okay. So let's just go back to here. So you're looking, whatever, you fall. You think you need a health pack, but you don't, which is fine. It's whatever. This isn't gonna like win or lose you games. Obviously this is not ideal, but this is kind of bad. You stand completely still when you shoot at Hanzo and Kiriko. He could have easily, in any rank other than bronze, he would have just turned right and popped you. You are completely still right now. I can't say still. You're completely still, and in any other rank you would have gotten popped. So you wanna AD strafe to make yourself a harder target to hit, especially when you're playing against double snipers, because this right here, this is a free kill. You also could lead with a Helix rocket and then just shoot him to try to burst somebody down. Your Helix rockets you really just want to be using on cooldown. You kind of just want to spam it at the enemy on cooldown. It's only like a 6-second cooldown. I would just use them a little more often. So far what I'm seeing right now that I don't like is the lack of strafe and the lack of Helix rocket using. Yeah, she's going to come for you. Good sprint away. I mean, Nano Diva's a little tough. You might just want to try to get out of there a little earlier than you did, but whatever. So your team loses the fight. And Shimbali is very, very defense-sided, I will say. It is, it's tough to push on this map. So they're off Widow onto Cassidy there. flank could be good. You just have to be careful, yeah, that the D.Va doesn't see you. D.Va is really hard to play against as Soldier because of her Matrix, but you can still work around her if you time your abilities right with her Matrix. So you're trying to go on a flank here. Yeah, so I would not have gone back in there because once again, the D.Va didn't, but the D.Va could easily just jump up and isolate you and shut you down. With Soldier, you want to position in places where you can still see your team but are advantageous, and in there your team just wasn't really having it. So you switch to Junk here. Alright. I agree, Soldier probably wasn't working, although you're 90 on a visor and there's only 60 seconds remaining in the round, so I probably would have saved ult. Like, visor is not that good, but now there's a good chance that you won't even have an ult in this first round, and ults are the key to winning the game. So throwing away an ult at 90% is never really super great, even though it is just visor. So your Hanzo gets a kill. Hanzo picks up another. Your support are left to fend for themselves in the back with D.Va, but it seems like they're doing okay. She got her mech back pretty fast. Good kill. Yeah, you want to be using your mines at close range. Good cleanup, good cleanup. I mean, everything you're doing is fine. You do have your first ult, and I will say this is really, really late in the game to get your first ult. You should probably be on your second by now, but you're kind of generating that first ult slowly, and then you switch. So just be mindful of that, because ults really are how you win fights a lot of the time and win games a lot of the time. They're the most powerful things in the game, obviously. So you wanna make sure you're using them, getting value out of it. So here, it's kind of just weird. None of your teammates are pushing payload for a second. Like, you guys go from 3 on to nobody on in a second. Really, your Ana or Moira should be. Alright, so they're up in the window, so I would just spam this. I don't really know what you're doing. You're not really doing anything. You're kind of just lost and confused. You always want to be doing something. I mean, nobody was on payload. You're kind of just exploring the map. You're still not doing anything. So you're waiting to tire, but you could have been doing stuff that whole time. Okay, huge tire. Doesn't change the fact that you were just standing there, though. And spamming into that choke would have been really, really nice. Another just general tip. Pinging is very overpowered. If you spam ping, even if you're not talking in comms, the ping will communicate quite a bit. So I see you are pinging, like you're trying to see who's there. Find movement with the mines to get away from the bomb. This is all fine. Although your team has died, so you're probably going to want to fall back. Yup. But don't go this way back towards the enemy. You're not going to 1v5. Yeah, so there, you should just run away. You definitely could have lived there if you just got out, but that's fine, it's fine. Your team needed a reset one way or the other, so.
I'm ready.
Alright. Spamming into that window is pretty strong if you got a better angle. Considering that's kind of where the fight is going down. Your Hanzo pops off. You once again open stuff up. They were looking at you for a little bit, and then you clean again. The flank there, it's fine. You got them to look at you. You probably easily could have been dove by this D.Va. A lot of the plays you're making cannot really be made in higher rank. Like, if you're thinking about jumping over this wall, this is extremely dangerous. Although, this is so much downtime. You're actively doing nothing. Once again, you're just wandering around, only to come back here and spam the choke like you should be. So like I would say you're just wasting some time there, which is just not how you win games. You don't really win games by walking around the map and staring at walls. You're almost at another ult here. Once again, you're kind of just standing here, not really doing anything. Like, you just have so much downtime. Like, right before here. So you're just spamming. Like, Junkrat, you kind of just constantly want to be throwing out spam. Like, see, you're just standing here, really not doing anything. You're not really getting any advantageous position. You're not shooting at anything, denying space with Junkrat spam, so your team kind of just gets run over, which isn't totally your fault, but you definitely weren't helping them. Alright, so this is going to be last fight no matter what, and you have a tire, so you're going to want to try to use that fairly early here. Get even just one pick with it would help the team get to the end quite a bit. Sig picks up a kill, which is solid. I would definitely tire. This is a good place to tire from. I think that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, the enemy junk gets 3. So this is just unfortunate. I definitely would have ulted earlier. If you think about it, you essentially had 1 ult this entire round, and it was a big Junkrat tire, but it was 1 ult. You should be getting 3, even 4 in like a full round, realistically. And here, you just waited way too long to tire in this fight. You have to use it before they ult. Ulting before they ult is also just like, you could try to dip off to the side or even do it before now. Ulting before they ult is how you're just going to win rounds, because they get ults off, they finish the round pretty fast, and you know, really you're just screwed, which sucks, but so you just gotta ult faster. I think your ult usage is just off, and I don't really think I mean, you have to understand how strong ults are. You got a 4K, you killed 4 with 1 ult, so you know how strong ults are, but you're not really playing around them in a way that's like advantageous to your team. Let's see how you do this round, though. I would like to see some better ult usage. And once again, at the beginning of every round, you want to look to see what the teammates have, like what comp you're running, and what comp the enemy is running. So your tank is set up on low ground. I would honestly follow like the tank's cadence pretty heavily as Junkrat. Just because your tank is like your most powerful character, so you kind of want to be following their cadence a lot of the time. If they're not set up on high ground on Shambali, then I wouldn't really bother. This is a good choke to spam though. It's really tight with the payload there. Alright, so you have a Junkrat behind you, you have a soldier behind you, it looks like. And you're once again, it seems like you're a little stunned, like, you know Junk's behind you and you kind of miss this first volley of abilities, use some cooldowns, and now you just don't really know what to do. I would probably mine over to Sig, or maybe try to get a flank kill on one of these guys. Junk is weak, because their DPS kind of just came up and slaughtered your team up there, which they probably shouldn't have been up there in the first place. Good kill on Junk, but it seems like your team has fallen apart a little bit. So I think your main issue is just kind of like indecisiveness. You should just die here. Indecisiveness, and sometimes your indecisiveness leads to you not getting as much value with ults and certain things. And Ana very much staggered out, but at least they got a DMAC. So their tank is dead, and one of the DPS is dead, so this should be a fairly chill take back. You guys are up in numbers quite a bit now. I would just spam through there. Yep, this is good. As a DPS, you wanna create these off angles where enemies have to look more than one direction, because them looking more than one direction, fighting war on two fronts is way harder because it splits the resources away from like the main core of your team and your back line. So it's good to force off angles, try to force safe off angles. Good kill on the junk, solid cooldown usage. Somebody picked a soldier behind, so you're trying to help out with him. He's being a rascal, but your Hanzo gets him. This is all pretty fine. I would say one thing on the soldier though, is that you were kind of looking for him, like you know he's behind this wall, you just can't see him. You could junk mine over there. I'd say using your junk mine for mobility instead of just walking around like that. You could have gotten to him and maybe killed him a little sooner, but besides that, that's fine. Hide from bomb. So again, you could junkrat mine back in. Good kill. You're looking for an ult now. Junkrat in the right room again. Again, you're going to want to look to ult early in this next fight here to try to get a pick or two and just instantly win the fight. So Junkrat tires, I probably would have counter-tired that. Alright, he got nothing and he died for it, so it's whatever. They have a Kitsune up, so challenging main is a little dangerous. One thing as Junkrat that is actually pretty good, when they Kitsune, you can kind of just spam down it and get a ton of free damage just because they're all lined up. Like, if you spammed down here right now, that would actually be very big because obviously when they're in Kitsune, a lot of the teammates want to get the buff of Kitsune. And Junkrat can perfectly spam down the alleyway that is Kitsune, so he's actually pretty strong against it. Or it's a strong thing to do. It'll help you win games if you spam Kitsunes. So you're taking a fight with a soldier, but your tank went down. So I would think about getting out and saving a tire for next fight by now. Okay. So she cleanses the tire. Your Hanzo gets a pick. Your Hanzo's popping off, to be honest. Like, your Hanzo just killed 3. Kind of saved the team. He's done a lot for you guys. He's opened up fights. And right there, he just kind of clutched to save the team. You're only getting value, but I don't think you're not making game-changing plays, really. Like, your team is solid in this replay. So you are winning, and you're playing fine. Although, if your team wasn't as good, you would not be making the plays to help carry the team on your own. Solid kill. You're pretty good at using the mines for damage. Yep, the classic Junkrat spam is just going to clean up. And it looks like you guys are going to win that. That was not too painful of a game, I would say. Like, you guys won that fairly easily. I would say the main thing you need to improve on is definitely just ult usage. You need to ult earlier. And you just got to be aware of your actual ult charge, because the switch onto Junkrat was good and probably helped you win the game off of Soldier. However, you did give up an ult with a minute left that could have been vital to winning the game. You didn't die overly too much or anything like that. Some DPS, they position in terrible places where they die. You definitely would have gotten dove a little bit more by D.Va in higher ranks. I don't really know what she was doing. You saw her for sure, but she wasn't super aggressive or up in your face or anything like that. If she did get up in your face, you would probably have to use your mines as movement a little bit more. And also, I feel like you all have weird downtime like this. Like, I don't really know what this is exactly, or what. I obviously am not in your head. I can't tell what you're thinking. I thought you were going to go over this wall. I thought you were going to go over this wall, but it looks like you ended up not doing that. This would have been a dangerous play anyway, because you would have been so far in their back line unless you had a mine to go back. But you just have some weird downtime where you're not really doing anything. So I would say, overall, pretty decent. Like, I don't think you belong in Bronze 5 whatsoever. Although if you improve with your downtime and you improve with your ult usage, I think you'll climb pretty fast. Anyway, guys, this has been EggsISmell. I hope this coaching video was helpful. Please leave a comment below with a replay code and some information if you want to be coach yourself, and please subscribe for more. This has been EggsISmell. Peace.